So this is going to be a hybrid tutorial where we're going to do a Windows installation, then a Linux installation, and then at which point the Windows viewers can skip towards the Linux configuration since it's going to be exactly the same. So let's search for a Vivaldi. And then let's search for Xtreme Download Manager. So let's click on the Files tab. And let's look for our appropriate download. So for Windows, it'll be right there. I've already got mine downloaded. So on the Vivaldi site, click this giant button. Oh, look, started. I'll be canceling that since mine's already downloaded. So let's install Vivaldi. Click Advanced, and then All Users, and I like that directory just fine. And while that's installing, let's install Xtreme Download Manager. Okay, I'm going to minimize this for a minute. We're going to Chrome our start menu for a minute. Throw this into utilities. Copy the Vivaldi shortcut. Throw it in the browsers folder. Go up a few folders. Get rid of this Chrome one. And replace it with a Vivaldi. Oh, it doesn't. Ugh. Okay, copy it. Go up a few. There we go. We don't need these double shortcuts. Alright. That looks groomed to me. And let's change our default browser. So DEFA default programs. So at this point, uh, the Windows user can just skip ahead in the video to catch up with the configuration that's going to take place under Linux. Okay, let's search for Vivaldi. Let's search for Xtreme Download Manager. So let's click the Files tab. And this is, I'm using Linux 64. So tar 64 is what I'll be grabbing. I already have mine. And I've already got mine downloaded, so let's extract here for the Xtreme Download Manager package. Menu clicking, opening in terminal. Opening the README file. We're going to copy and paste this command into the terminal. So let's go to Internet. We're going to pin Vivaldi to the favorites. Going to remove Firefox from the favorites. Going to pin Vivaldi to the taskbar. Going to move and remove the Firefox. Launch Vivaldi. And then we're going to launch Xtreme Download Manager. So at this point, our Windows users can join us and follow along. So we're going to add this plugin. This is a Chrome-based browser, so we will be installing Chrome extensions. Okay, let's go to DuckDuckGo. Hit the Vivaldi menu icon, Tools, Settings, Appearance. Open the settings in a tab so I can actually understand what I'm looking at. There we go. I'm going to set this as our default browser. Let's change our DuckDuckGo cookie while we're here. Instant distractions off. Auto suggested distractions off. Advertisement distractions off. Install prompts, distractive prompts off. Distractive newsletters off. Distractive tips off. I'm going to hide this button. Let's go back here to change our browser settings. Start page with a specific page, current page, copying and pasting as our home page. I hate animations no matter what most of the time. I prefer a classic menu icon over the Vivaldi logo. I like the dark theme. New tab would be a specific page. Now, this is what I really love about this browser. I can use the classic close and open tab behavior that I got used to with classic Firefox. And when I make these changes, you'll notice that this selection changes on us. So tab stacking is disgusting. I hate it. I'm going to give you a demonstration of what it is. So I'm gonna it comes into relevance when there's a lot of tabs open and the tabs start changing their size and getting smaller. So we've got a lot of smaller tabs now. So if you're trying to move a tab, it will stack. I was trying to move the tab next to the in between these other tabs, and I accidentally stacked it on this other one here. I hate that. Well, I did it on purpose this time, but in reality, generally I lose track of tabs with that crap. And I love this feature, having only one tab play audio. Your most active tab will play audio and all the others will be silent. I like to see the full address. I like to open my favorites in a new tab instead of replacing the site that I'm currently on. I like to see the bookmarks bar. So there's a search bar, and the address bar can double as a search bar. So because we're searching an address field, that's fine. So we don't need the redundant search bar. And let's set DuckDuckGo as our default search engine. Or you could do Quant. That's another private search engine. Increase our privacy just a touch more. And I will be using LastPass to save our passwords. We don't want the native client to be doing it. I like to auto download without interruptions, without distracting. Okay, well that looks like good enough for me. I feel like I missed something. Oh yes, the close buttons. I'm always accidentally clicking those by accident. I prefer to close my tabs with just the middle click on my mouse. So here's some more settings that I missed. There's these, I find this discombobulating to have these thumbnails. What will happen is you'll be able to accidentally click this bar and see these weird thumbnail things. And if you just disable that, then no worries. And then over here on address bar, I really do hate having drop down distractions when I type. So there we go. That is configured. Let's configure. So we've already done this add-on. So we'll configure our download manager. So the download progress window, okay. I don't need the complete dialog. I don't like transparency. 50 downloads is fine. So it generated a bunch of foolish folders here. So I don't like having 20 folders for my downloads. I just like the one. Go to advanced. Prevent hibernator sleeping while it's downloading. That's fine. Alright, everything here looks good to me. Let's install some extensions. Ad block. Actually, before we get our extensions going on, let's manage our bookmarks. All this goes to the trash. Gonna create a new folder. I'm gonna call it bookmark bar. And we're gonna flag it as the bookmark bar. Alright, let's configure our ad block. Let's tell it to block ads, since that's the point. Pretty novel concept. Let's get Taper Monkey. And then I'm going to search for a script, anti-ad block killer. On greasy fork. So let's install Taper Monkey. Let's install this script. What this script will do is there's those sites that try to defeat your defeating of their ads. So this defeats their defeating of their, you know what I mean. So HTTPS everywhere. Thanks for this pop-up. Disable this alert. I know we're trying to install these things to eliminate pop-ups. That's the irony. So I can hide these buttons. So HTTPS is supposed to be slightly more secure than standard HTTP, and according to my studies, the security improvements are very negligible, but this is helpful plugin to get your browser to stop complaining about the lack of so-called security. So just think of it as a pop-up blocker. Grammarly. So I was publicly maleducated and I don't know how to spell words and make sentences good. So this will cover my tracks. Hide that. So Honey is a good one. It throws coupons at you as you do your online shopping. And then a similar one is Invisible Hand. It will attempt to make suggestions and search for other shopping sites that might have better prices. I've saved a few bucks using Invisible Hand. Okay, we can hide those. So LastPass is my preferred password manager. It's been out for a few years and it has yet to be hacked, so it's very secure. It's very convenient. I cannot personally remember a password for thousands of websites, but I can remember one password for one site. If you don't have a LastPass account, click this, create an account. Otherwise, the rest of us who have one, just sign in. EverSync. So, EverSync works just like Xmarks when Xmarks was a thing. It keeps your bookmarks backed up on the cloud, and I'm always forgetting to back up my bookmarks when I do a fresh install, so this is definitely a lifesaver. and I much prefer it over native uh, the native browser cloud syncing. And the Vivaldi by default doesn't have native cloud cloud syncing unless you get their beta version called Vivaldi Snapshot. But I just prefer this anyways. What I do differently with this one though is I actually disable it. I disable EverSync. It's installed, but it's disabled. And I won't enable it until after I've actually restored from the image that I have yet to create with the redo backup utility that we will be doing in the future. That way I can ensure that there's no interference between native bookmarks and cloud bookmarks. I'll just have 0 native bookmarks. Anyways, that will conclude this tutorial. Thank you for watching and sharing with your friends.